hair, talking mixtape, arcade glare, but every road runs to a prayer. It's Bible, Bibs, and a prayer. After dark, Gen X stories and a spark. We laugh, we cry, but we care. Gotta get that word in there. Bible, Bibs, and a prayer. After dark, anything can fly. Leave a mark, turn it up, pull up a chair. Bible, Bibs, and a prayer. Late shift saints and sleepy eyes, old school snacks.
Well, howdy, partners. What's up, everyone? It's time for Bible, Bibs, and a Prayer. Late night edition again, my friends. Yes, we got screwed up with the weather, as I explained, which the weather screwed up our electricity, which is a major problem, so we didn't get to record on our usual time. So David and I are up here on a Monday night doing a late night edition. And it's a shame we're not set up, like we said before, for call-ins, because I think we could make an impact and help the world, David, with all their problems.
Yeah?
Yes.
Should we refer to this as Monday Night Raw?
Dude, hit it. I'll be good old JR. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, you know what we're talking about. If not, sorry about your luck. But yeah, actually, Dave and I talked about that, trying to do like a little show, one of the shows here, like ringside commentators,
Yeah.
you know, or like the great John Madden and Pat Summerall, you know. Oh, can we do the clicker, David? Like John Madden used to do, you know.
The Telestrator.
Yes, yes. But hey, it's time, my friends. It's time for Bible, Bibs, and a Prayer. So go find that relaxing place to hang out, a place to clear the mind and all the distractions in the world. Better yet, while you're doing that, go grab yourself some breakfast, some lunch, and maybe a little snacky. And do not worry, myself and David and Miss Ida Lee here, oh yeah, baby, will not judge you with whatever you're putting in your body. Because, Lord, if you only knew what we put in our body. And it sounds like David's been putting a lot of cake in his body lately. Yes.
Sadly, yes.
Yes. Unfortunately, my old, what's the word I want? My nemesis, that cold Mountain Dew, has found its way back in my life, and I'm fighting it, David. I'm trying. But yes. But no, we're not going to judge what you're putting in your body. Better yet, we want to know what you're doing, so maybe we can get a little bite of it. But hey, friends, in saying all this, where do basketball players go when they need a uniform?
I don't know where.
New Jersey. Bingo, bango, baby. How about another one, David? Why don't football players wear glasses?
I don't know.
It's a contact sport. Whoop, whoop. Oh, I think we just hit that one out of the park. Yes, it's Double Joke Thursday. Introduce that one. I like that. Double Joke Thursday. Mr. David.
Yes, sir.
Now, I see you're chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
What do you got for us?
Not a lot of people know that I was just awarded the most secretive person in the office.
Oh, yeah?
And I can't tell you how much that means to me.
I need one, too.
Hang on. Here we go. Where's that? There we go.
Can you do the wah, wah, wah one? Or see if you can find that
I'll have
one?
to get one and get it in there.
Too bad we couldn't set it up on the program where the listeners could either ta-da or wah, wah,
They probably
wah.
just do it. We can hear the groans in their head.
Yes. The whole show might get a wah, wah, wah. But hey, Ida Lee, what a blessing, isn't it, baby? We need to get you to have a joke here soon. I'll work on that one. So in saying all that, good morning to you, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Good morning, world. Let us thank God for another beautiful day, another breath, and another opportunity to grow. Welcome back to the podcast, Bible, Bibs, and a Prayer, where we start our day with gratitude, good conversation, a lot of that, and a whole lot of positive energy, along with a lot of ibuprofen. So can I get an amen on that one?
Amen.
Yeah, and caffeine.
That's the important one there.
Yes. Well, They're both very influential in my life, ibuprofen and caffeine.
Yes.
I'm your host, Brother Jim. Welcome to the show. Let's turn this in from a conversation into an experience, shall we? And if you thought that intro was good, just wait. This is where it gets even better, ladies and gentlemen. He is a man among men, a face that only a mother could love, and she has verified that many a time. And we're going to come back to the Leinster in a moment, David, on that one. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. My co-host today is someone who keeps me humble, mostly by reminding me how often I am wrong and making sure I don't go off on some tangent that gets me all wound up and say things I should not. Boy, I'm just sputtering that one out. Basically, David keeps me out of trouble is what I'm trying to say. Welcome, the one, the only, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. He is the best of the best, Mr. David Keener. And plus, oh man, my hat's even stuck. Jeez, one of my best friends in the whole wide world. Woo!
Good
What
evening,
is going on,
sir.
my friend?
You know, you think I got my hands busy here. I'm keeping track of the audio, the video, trying to take care of problems. Simultaneously at the same time, I'm trying to help my wife watch a TV show at home that's not playing right for her. So I'm troubleshooting that too.
Let's have a moment. Yes. Dave.
Jack of all trades, master of none, folks.
Well, hopefully she doesn't hear the podcast from Tuesday about when we talked about women and how they set us up with, does this make us look fat? Good morning, my friend. How is life in Keenerville?
It's good. It's Thursday, you know, and as we always say, the weekend's right around the corner.
Yes.
I've been battling some throat stuff, so hopefully this weather will stop going from 80 to 40 to 30 to 60 to just make up your mind, man.
You know what it's all that?
What's that?
2 plane tickets for you and I down to sun, sand, and, we could do live recording. That's how we'd write it.
I don't know if it solves it, but it helps.
I think it would help.
It does help.
Fresh orange juice. How about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there we go. Seafood galore, a lot of protein,
Yep. I have often said if I ever become, I don't know how I'm getting off on this tangent, but if I become homeless for any reason, I'm going to start walking south because I would much rather be homeless in Florida than homeless in Ohio.
True.
I mean, is that not true?
I don't know, that heat, brother. That'd be a tough one.
Well, you're not going to freeze to death.
Yeah,
at
but
least.
you got alligators and snakes down there, man.
Well,
they might eat you. They find you along the subway station or something.
Try and stay away from that stuff if you can. But
yeah. Oh, you don't have a chance up here. Jeez,
yeah.
AC on one day, and then you got the heater on the next.
Yep.
Big plans for the weekend?
Not that I have been told of yet, but we'll see here. I don't know of anything, but I'm about due for another mow. So if the weather cooperates, we'll get out for mow number 2.
Yeah, I got a little bit done the other day here.
Nice.
As the thunder was rolling in, and I was thinking it's like a country music song here.
Thunder rolls.
Garth Brooks. Yep. Here comes the thunder. Here comes the rain.
Yep.
How fast will this mower go to get me up there before it just soaks me? But yeah. Oh, I know. I was talking with someone today. It's like you got the yard all picked up for the most part to mow. Of sticks and twigs, limbs, and now gotta go back out and do it again. I'm gonna have a serious bonfire here real soon, and it's gonna be very tempting not to throw gas. And I just seen tonight I got it $3.99 a gallon.
Ooh, man,
they're in New Philly, $3.99 a gallon. So I guess I won't be using gasoline to start the fire. So we'll have to find another. I got a lot of black powder. There we go. We could
didn't
film
start
that one.
I'm thinking of that in my head now.
But yeah, hey, I do want to mention Friday night here at Roxford Church, actually over at our Life Center. His Abilities Ministry is kicking off for night number 2. Last beginning of the month, that's when the Nacho Man made his appearance. Now, again, as I said Tuesday, reminding I kind of got the wind knocked out of my sails that no Nacho Man for Friday night. But hey, this is a ministry geared for special needs adults. And I tell you what, man, what a blast we had. And we had about 50 special needs folks along with their caregivers. And I tell you, David, it was just awesome.
Yeah.
Snacks. And they're breaking down more in the sessions this upcoming Friday. So we got that going on. Spread the word. It is a great ministry. A lot of love, but also a lot of laughs. And I tell you, I was blessed. And then Saturday morning over at the Family Life Center, we've got T4C is coming in. Shout out to Buffy. Actually, Buffy, I had scheduled her for an interview to sit down and tell us about T4C here in Tuscarawas County. But I said, just not going to work. And, of course, the power went out Sunday anyway, so that would have killed it all. But they got the breakfast, I believe, from 8 to 11 over at the Life Center, pancakes and sausage, keeping it simple, but who doesn't like pancakes and sausage?
Right.
And so come on out again over here at the Roxford Family Life Center. And again, that just, what a great organization. Share Christmas is sponsored through T4C, along with a lot of help in our community and especially our elders. So if you're looking for a place to have breakfast, come on out for T4C over at Roxford Life Center. Leave again 8 to 11. All righty. How about you, friends? What's your big plans for the weekend? Again, getting ready, man. It's just a busy time of the year for preachers.
Yeah. Yep.
I got one. I love this lady in our church. She calls me Preacher Man because that's what her grandson calls, her great grandson. Hey, Preacher Man. So I kind of like that. I need to get a hat that says that. Preacher
There you
Man.
go.
But I think every pastor across the nation here is gearing up, getting ready because it's just so much to do. And through it all, again, got to get your suits dry clean, David.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Midtown Dry Cleaners. I showed up 2 days and said, is there any way you can get these done for me by Friday? And they're like, yes. I was like, yes. They are awesome over there. So if you're looking for anybody to do your dry cleaning, big shout out to Midtown Dry Cleaners. And this one lady, she is so cool. I need to find out what her name is so I can let her know, hey, we're doing a shout out for you. But yeah. But got to get that all done too, because you got to look your best for Easter Sunday, right?
Of course.
Yeah, stinking suits. I don't know. Why did they ever say, I tell you.
Have to get about 45 degrees in here to be able to handle it.
Yeah. Well, the other day I wore bibs there to make a point, and I tell you what, that was one of the best days of my life because I could wear my old bibs preaching, and that was pretty comfortable, David. Pretty comfortable, let me tell you. Alrighty then, a week has almost come to an end, friends. And what have you done to make this past week to make a difference in God's kingdom? The weekend is almost here. Yes, it is. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do for God and his kingdom? And I'm sorry, I can't really boogie down tonight because this back and neck. I got an MRI tonight, David.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's like, it's cool though. Have you ever had one?
I think I have.
Well, the cool thing is now they give you headphones, so you can tune in to whatever kind of music you want to listen to.
Okay.
And I chose 80s. You know, can't go wrong with the 80s. There was only one song I knew. Like, well, what is going on here? So, but I tell you what, brother, it gets a little tight in there. And especially if you're a bigger guy.
Yeah.
Your nose is just a few inches away, and it's like, be cool, close your eyes. But they do have a lot of air flowing through there, so that's nice. But,
I must not have had that because I did they put you in some kind of a machine for an EKG?
EKG is usually just
I got put into something several years ago at the hospital, and it wasn't like it was not that claustrophobic, but it was similar. So I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
but.
yeah. It now my mama, she's got to have one, and she has to get doped up for it because she can't handle the claustrophobicness. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to be there. Maybe I can get some video footage of that.
There you go. I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
Especially coming out of it. Yeah. But hey, so saddle up and let's hit the trail, that brand new weekend trail together. We got work to do. And again, let us know what you got going on. We'd love to hear from you. Kind of getting tired of asking. We're pleading. What do you want to do? Get Brother Jim down on his knees and David along with little Ida Lee here? Look, I tell you what, look at this face. Look at this face. Little Ida Lee wants you to at least give us 1 or 2 comments. Wouldn't that be nice, David? Come on. You don't want to disappoint the pig,
Here,
do you?
I know what we can do. Hold that thought.
All right.
Come right around here.
Oh, my goodness.
Please, we're begging you.
Yes.
Come on.
Help me. Yes. We just want to hear from you. Just once. What you're going to do this weekend. What's your plans?
This is what you get on late night.
Yeah. And no, friends, we have not been drinking anything or,
Just Coke Zero for me.
Yes. Well, I've been hitting the Mountain Dew. So I do have what do they call these? A Celsius, but I'm going to pass on that tonight. So I don't want to be wired because it was 2 a.m. before I finally settled down last night. So,
that's not good.
No. But again, we got a new weekend coming up, and again, if you don't have a place to go for Palm Sunday, we invite you out. Roxford Church, 9:30 a.m. And of course, Easter right here next weekend. We've got sunrise service at 7. Sunrise breakfast following afterwards, and they always put on a nice little meal there. And then again, our Easter service at 9:30 a.m. Excuse me. Yes, and we've got the best tech guy around to make sure all goes well.
Really?
Unless it comes down to electricity or the power and the internet. So.
I was going to say, really, who did you get?
Yeah. And never mind, not even going to go there. All right, come on, friends. You can almost do it. You're almost there. Humor of the day. All right, taking great pains to be specific. The new auto shop teacher on our staff explained to 3 of his students that he wanted them to clean a car that was parked outside. And dude, David, this is so true. I'm sorry. He gave them 2 extension cords, the vacuum cleaner, a bucket, rags, and the car keys. He mentioned that the car was one to be used in his class. Later, he went out and discovered them sitting in the car, feet up on the dashboard, listening to the stereo. The teacher asked, "Why aren't you vacuuming the car?" "Because the extension cords wouldn't reach," was the reply. Irritated, trying to keep his cool, the teacher stated, "That's why I gave you 2 extension cords. We tried the other one," a student said, "but it wouldn't stretch out that far either." Picture the moment, my friends. Picture the moments, and I can see that literally happening.
Yep. I had to clean out my car for that time I was an Uber driver, but I got tired of people talking behind my back. So.
Woo! I can't even snort right now for the pig, but we need to get her own sound clip.
Yes, we'll have to find a decent one.
Yes, but that was a good one, David. I like that one. All right, today's thought. When you dance with the devil, you don't get to pick the tune. Woo! Yeah. How many of us can say that we have danced with the devil, or maybe we continue to dance with the devil? How about it, folks? How about it? David, time in your life you ever danced with the devil?
Well, yeah. I mean, get a little too close to the fire and get burnt sometimes, you know?
That's right.
Yeah, it happens.
It hurts.
It does.
It hurts. It hurts. Yeah. And, you know, it's a very fine line sometimes, is it not?
Yeah.
Of being of the world, living in the world, and removing yourself from the world to make sure that those cooties fleas don't get on you. And you might be saying, well, Brother Jim, what are you talking about? And I'm not talking about going to Vegas, dropping thousands of dollars that I don't have, picking up a couple honeys, you know, that kind of stuff. No. It's the little things, David. How about anger?
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Yes. How about anger? How about gluttony? Little Ida Lee here is probably saying, yeah, save the pork. But I mean, it's those little things, brother, that we can dance with. Music, movies.
Yeah.
Like I said, we took Ellie here to a PG-13 movie, and I don't even think there was one curse word in it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But again, you don't know what you're going to get, right?
For sure.
It could be, are you serious? Or in this case, yeah, it was. I actually cried in the movie, man. I've been very emotional this week. But, yeah. And if you happen to watch it, it's that one where they go to the sun to save it. It's like this alien they encounter. He's this cute little rock spider named Rocky. How original. But it's like, I want to have a Rocky now.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, no, again, you got to be on guard. Do we not? We have to be on guard because the devil can come in many disguises and many ways. And before you know it, you're two-stepping with him. And sometimes that dance can last a long, long time. You ever go to school dances back in the day?
No, I never went to a single one. I was the guy who was too shy to ask anybody.
Gotcha. I would go with a pack of the other losers, you know, the ones that would cling to the gym wall and be afraid to walk across. But, you know, when you're there dancing with a girl like in junior high, all these things are running through your mind. I don't know. Maybe you folks go back to the day too, back if you went to a dance and that, and you're wondering, you know, does she think? Does she like me? Does she this? Does she that? And as soon as the dance ends, instead of continuing, like usually they do like a 3 3 songs in a row.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Right after the first song. The devil, unfortunately, won't let us go that easy, will he? He wants to keep us just 2-stepping right along with him, and hopefully it turns into something even greater. But today we're going to talk about a subject that the Bible teaches about very clearly. Woo! Who is Satan? Now, if I was to walk up and ask you $100, can you give me a clear, true definition of who Satan is? What would you tell me? Those could be some interesting answers, David.
Yeah, they could.
Unfortunately, we don't have $100 to walk around and pass out.
The budget won't allow it.
Yeah, the budget won't allow it. And what would be your answer? Who is Satan? How does Satan affect me? Is Satan real? One of the greatest, and I'm going to butcher this quote, but one of the greatest tricks ever performed by Satan was making people believe he didn't exist. Goes along with that, you know. Of course, God always gets a lot of the blame, but does Satan not get a lot of the blame too? The devil made me do it. How often have we heard that one? Really? The devil made you do it? Okay. Understanding who Satan is helps us understand the spiritual battle that Christians face every day, that mankind, let's just say mankind, faces every day. There's the spiritual battle for the Christians, but yet also for the non-Christians too. They got the same kind of battle going on because, let me back up a little bit. You ever find that if you're spiritually dead, does Satan really mess with you?
No.
Does his demons really mess with you?
No, you're not a threat to him.
You're not a threat. But if you are alive and thriving and striving for God, it seems like a lot of can pile up real quick.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Spiritual battle, my friends. But let me put us back into the same category here. Christians, non-Christians, we all face struggles. We all have, and I call it life, David. I mean, you're going to have to pay your taxes. Why are we paying $3.99 for gas right now? I mean, rich, poor, you got to pay for the gas. So we all have them general battles that we face, I believe. But then comes the spiritual battle. And look around, my friends. If you're a true believer in Christ, you see the spiritual battle going on because Satan knows his time is limited here on this earth. So who was this Satan? Well, number one, Satan was created by God. Now, I think probably a lot of people don't understand that. And I had a hard time. Why would God, being God, create this bum?
Yeah.
This piece of trash. Well, first, the Bible teaches us that Satan was not always evil. And there's the key. Satan was not always evil. He was originally created by God as an angel, beautiful angel. And he had such a power, David, a ranking there, dude. I mean, he was up there. Praise and worship. Now, can you imagine the guy in charge, or woman, guy, that's in charge of all the praise and worship in heaven? I mean, you're strutting your stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is a serious title. And maybe, and I believe it's more than a maybe, that's what led to the downfall because of pride. Yes, he was originally created by God as an angel. God created everything good. Remember that. That's why you were created good. You are created good. It's just the nonsense we do right here, guilty as charged, that we choose to walk away from God. But Satan allowed pride, as I just mentioned, to grow in his heart. In Isaiah 14:12, we read about the fall of one who tried to lift himself above God. Isaiah 14:12, how you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, how you are cut down to the ground, you who weakened the nations. Pride led him to rebel against the Lord. Now, classic case, David, right? Throughout mankind's history, pride. From the pulpit to the guy cleaning horse stalls.
Yeah.
Does color matter of the skin for pride?
Nope.
Nope. Does race matter?
Nope.
Nope. Does male, female matter?
Nope.
Age matter?
Nope.
Funny how age, though, can play, especially as you get older. Just being honest.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a point of diminishing return there.
Yeah. But yeah, pride led him to rebel against the Lord. He wanted to be God. And think about it. He's got all this going for him. He is the top dog there in heaven, and gets to see all the glory and leading the singing and this and that. And all of a sudden, well, why shouldn't I be God? See a lot of that here in our world today and throughout history. Now, how many people thought they were a God throughout history, David? Yeah. That would be a very long, and I'm not going to say distinguished list there, but a very long list. Who man and woman felt was led to believe that they are more than just a mere mortal. They are God. That takes some serious ego, doesn't it? I mean, that takes a lot of ego. But the sad thing is how convincing they can be to others.
Yeah.
To get these little occults going. I mean, oh my goodness. Jeez. Do you think we have that in our area today, David?
I'm sure we do.
I wonder how many churches, how many pastors might qualify under that in our area.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Wow. What's Brother Jim saying? I'm just asking. I got to admit, one or two might come to my mind. I'm curious. Just curious about it,
Yeah.
Because isn't that the problem when we start getting away from this, David? From the truth, the word, and start putting in our own agenda, our own thoughts. And that's why I always like to say just my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the Bible, no. And I try to back everything up in a Sunday morning with Scripture. But, when we're talking about social, issues and that kind of stuff, it's my opinion. It's not, which is a little different when you try to bring people in saying, oh, no, this is what God is telling me.
Yeah.
And I'm not, don't get me wrong, God speaks to us all. But when we take our influence and use that, not for the betterment of the kingdom, but for the betterment of ourselves, that's to me where we got a problem. It could be a big problem.
Well, you can also have a problem when people decide to choose to follow the man instead of the word, even if the man's not trying to be a, cult leader, so to speak.
Yeah.
But they start putting their faith and their trust in the man instead of.
And I try to be very cautious of that. Don't you ever, ever, ever put me up on a pulpit.
Yeah.
Or up on a pedestal.
Yeah.
I'm nothing but we could go on and on about what I really am. But again, saved by grace and mercy. But yeah, that you hit that on the head. Sometimes you're not looking to do that. You're just simply doing what you're called to do, and all of a sudden people start, you ever have that teacher in school you had a crush on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. How about you guys? Ever have a teacher back in the day that you maybe had a little crush on? They weren't trying to persuade you, to attract you.
Yep.
It was just their personality, the way they did things, maybe the way they cared, maybe the way they just gave you a little extra time, and not in a, a bad way, but because they cared.
Yep.
Sometimes I guess that probably happens more than we think, But again, there's always that room, that door there that can be opened, and being aware of the situation. So because of his rebellion, old Satan, he was cast down. His desire was not to serve God, but to take God's place. Now, if we look at Ezekiel 28:17, it speaks about a being whose heart was lifted up because of beauty and pride. Many Christians understand this as described in Satan's fall. So Satan was once an angel, but through pride and rebellion, he became God's enemy. And what does the name Satan really mean? The word Satan means adversary or enemy. Another name used in the Bible is the devil, which means accuser. Satan accuses people and tries to bring condemnation and discouragement. If we look at 1 Peter 5, verse 8, the Bible warns us. And I love this one. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a what? Like a what? A roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And that's what he does, isn't it, David? You ever think about it? You know how a cat will play with a mouse?
Yeah.
Before he finally kills it. Is that not maybe the same way the devil tries to mess with some people?
Oh, yeah.
Just keeps pawing at it, playing with it. Just to punish it, to torment it.
Yep.
Instead of just putting it out of its misery. And not that Satan can do that, but you know what I mean, the torment.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Satan will tempt us, but Satan can't make us. You know what I mean? He can do all the tempting. Now, what about demonic possession, Jim? That's a good one, which I'm hoping we can get into, which that's a whole different game to me, my opinion there. But again, are we opening up the door to that, David? Ooh. Think about, remember the old Ouija boards back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember if you listened to Hotel California and played it backwards, that was way back in the day on your record player. That was another. Now, the Ouija board and that, don't even go messing with that kind of stuff. And we're warned in the Bible. I'll have to pull up some scripture on that and what we need to avoid. Especially, did you know we had a lot of witches in our area?
I don't know if I knew that.
Yes, witchcraft. That blew my mind, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
I ran into somebody, and very nice lady, and she blew me away with a comment one night that she would meet with other, what do they call them, mediums?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And get together, and I'm not going to call it prayer by any means, but whatever they do. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, she was cool, fun, just a nice lady.
Yeah.
Wow. Did not expect that one. So again, you never know what your next door neighbor might be doing.
Really.
So yeah, but again, we are so, I think, blinded by our everyday life. We don't notice, and I think that's why Satan is so good at deceiving. I mean, we could have a serial killer next door to us, or a grand poobah in the local warlock group. We never know. But again, we need to be held accountable, to make sure we're being accountable, to watch out for ourselves, our families, our children, especially men, to keep our families out of this harm, this destruction, this evil that is just lurking, waiting to pounce, to attack like that roaring lion. And this, you believe Satan is active right now, David, in the world today?
100%.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And he's so, and I'm not giving him any props, but he's so good at it because we're doing it to ourselves. He just slowly, it's like he stirs the pot every once in a while, and he just lets us cook ourselves. You look at today, our morals, our values, and I know I'm sounding like an old man, but it's true. What's acceptable now? Could you imagine back in the day, your grandma, God bless her,
oh my goodness,
the rules she lived by, what your mother lived by, what you lived by, now what your children live by? The rules can still be the same, but what about the environment they're in?
Drastically different.
Drastically, exactly. And how about you, our friends? Think of like Peg Abram. God bless you, honey. Can't wait to see you back here. But, think about, Peg, think about when you grew up, the environment you were in versus the environment you are in now. And to be honest, David, I can understand why a lot of us keep our blinders on, because we don't want to know about it. We don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And geez, Louise. But yes, it shows us that Satan is active. He's always looking for ways to lead people into sin and away from God. Satan is the father of lies. Jesus spoke directly about Satan's character. John 8:44. You are of your father, the devil, and the desire of your father you want to do. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he is a liar and the father of it. In John 8:44, Jesus said that Satan is the father of lies. Now, we were just talking on Tuesday there about honesty. From the very beginning, Satan has used deception. We see that in the story of the temptation of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Satan twisted God's words and caused doubt, leading them into what? Into disobedience. That is still how Satan works today. He plants thoughts such as, God doesn't care about you, Jim. God doesn't care about you, David. Really, guys, is sin really that serious? Come on, you got to have a little fun. You can handle life without God. Think of all the lies we've heard throughout our lives that we're told every day. But these are lies meant to pull people away from the truth. Satan tempts and tries to destroy. Satan also tempts people to sin. Even Jesus was tempted. And remember that, David. Jesus was tempted by Satan in the wilderness, as recorded in Matthew chapter 4. Satan tried to tempt Jesus with power, pride, and shortcuts, but Jesus resisted him using the words of God. This teaches us an important lesson if we're willing to listen. God's word is our weapon against temptation. Satan wants to destroy faith, relationships, and lives, families, churches, you name it. He wants to destroy it. But temptation itself is not sin. Giving in to it is. Now, let's hit that real quick. But temptation itself is not sin. Giving in to it is. But with God's help, we can. You and I can resist. Satan is powerful, but not equal to God. Sometimes people think of Satan as if he were equal to God. Oh, no, baby. Not even close. But that's not true. Satan is a created being, and God is the creator of everything. Satan's power is limited. Remember that. Limited. But when we submit ourselves to God and resist the devil must flee. That means believers are not helpless. Jesus has already won the victory. And that's what we're going to celebrate here next week. Winning the victory. The greatest truth for Christians is Jesus Christ has already defeated Satan. He's defeated death and resurrection. Through the resurrection, Jesus broke the power of sin and darkness. Remember that, my friends. One day, Satan will be completely defeated. And in Revelation 20, we see that Satan's final destiny, his judgment, evil will not win. God will. We got a lot to think about. We need to be active. We need to be alert. And we're going to continue this next week because there's a lot here of things that we can be doing, David, to make sure we are alert. So we will come back to this next week. So that just about does it today for Thursday, March 22nd, 2026. Mr. David, any closing comments on this?
You know, as you were talking, I've heard the story of the fall of Satan I've known it for over 40 years. And I had a thought that just now occurred to me that the angels apparently had free will as well.
Yes.
Because, you know, we as humans have free will, but it never dawned on me that he gave the angels free will. I mean, that's the only way he could have chosen to rebel.
Well, I'm going to add this in real quick off of what you just said. Think about it. He took a third of the angels with him. Now, if he could convince, and this is just my little mindset, there these angels are created by God in heaven.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good as it gets.
Good as it gets. And he could persuade a third of the angels to follow him, to rebel. What's that say about our weak minds, our weak spirits?
Right, yeah.
And that is what, man, that hits you right between the eyes, in my opinion, because I think of the used car salesman. If this dude I ain't going to say what I want to say. If this angel could convince a third of his fellow angels to rebel against God, he must be a pretty good talker.
Yeah.
Smooth talker. So what chance do we have? The only chance we have is God's word.
Yep.
Through faith, obedience, and trust in Jesus. Well, please remember, you have meaning, you have value, and most of all, you are loved. May God continue to bless you just as well. May you and I continue to thank our Lord above for our blessings each and every day. If we meet again, well, then we will smile and rejoice, and if not, then this parting was well made. I want to end with this. Happy trails to you until we meet again. And that is a shout out to a very fine gentleman, Roxford Church, just laid to rest this week. Mr. Jack Moreland, a beautiful, godly man, a cowboy at heart. So, happy trails, my friend. Thank you for joining Dave and myself, along with Miss Ida Lee, here on Bible, Bibs, and Prayer. This is the big guy, Brother Jim. Out. Happy trails.